Hello, this is Rich, and in this task, you're going to learn how to script a little bit more advanced AI behavior using Flowgraph, the visual scripting language. So let's get started. First, I think what we're going to do is we're going to make the AI follow us around. Once it gets within a certain distance, it's going to pull out its gun, then it's going to shoot us, then it's going to holster its gun, wait 5 seconds, chase us again, and then it'll loop around and around. So let's get started. First, we need to make sure that we have an AI in our level. Just go to the Entity tab, drag in a grunt. Then, make sure that you go to the Properties, and for its AI behavior, under the Behavior Selection tree, just go ahead and set it to None. Beautiful. Now here we go. Let's go ahead and open up Flowgraph. First thing we want to do is we want to get the entity ID of the AI in the level, so we know what entity we're working with. So, we need to go to the Entity, and add an entity ID. Zoom in a little bit. Beautiful. Go ahead and select our AI in the level. Right click, assign selected entity. There we go. Now we have the entity ID of all the entities. Then we're going to need a start node. Every Flowgraph needs a start node. Not really, but it's always good to have one. We're also going to need us, the player. We need a way of referring to ourselves. So add node, game, local player. That's us. So when we start the game, we're going to make sure that we update who the local player is. That will be us. And then it will update and output the entity ID of us. And this is the entity ID of that AI. So now we need the AI to go to where we are. That's the first step, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Right click, add node, AI category. This has a bunch of the AI stuff. Now keep in mind, even though we have all of these options, you can make brand new nodes in C++. We're going to use the AI go-to speed stance. Beautiful. This allows us to tell an AI to go somewhere with a certain speed and a certain stance. Is he relaxed? Is he alerted? Is he crouching? Etc. So on this AI go-to, we need to know what AI we're working with. So we're going to assign this grunt here to the entity slot of the node. Now this AI node knows which entity it's working with. Beautiful. Then we need to tell it what position do we want the entity, the AI, to go to in the world. Well, we don't really need a position, but how about if we give it an entity to follow and go to instead? So in order to do that, let's go ahead and get the entity's position. Add node, entity, and entity position. There is a get position, but let's get the entity position instead. The difference between the two is the entity position does not need to be triggered, and it will, every frame, output the position of whatever is in the entity slot. So we need the player position. So every frame, we're going to get the player's position. So as we move around, the position will update. So the AI will always know where it needs to go in our new position. Beautiful. Let's change a couple properties here. End accuracy. Well, we don't want it to be exactly where we are, but we'll give it, the ability to be off a little bit. And we'll give that like a 2 here. Stop distance. That's how far it would stop before it got to us. So if we typed in 3, that means it wouldn't need to get right to us, but it would definitely, if it's within 3 meters of us, the action will be done. Now, what kind of stance do we want to be in? Well, we'll be in sprint. How about that? And we'll be in alerted. Make this guy running really fast at us. Beautiful. All right. So when the game starts, we're going to do the go-to action. We're going to sync it. That means we're going to start. So when the game starts, the AI is going to go to this position. And it knows this position because every frame we told it that us, local player, to get its position and set it here. He's also going to be running, sprinting, and he's going to be in his alerted phase. Now, whenever he gets to us, we have a succeeded. So whenever he's done finally reaching up to us, it's going to be succeed. Now when this happens, we want to let him take out his gun. So let's go ahead and do that. Add node, AI, and AI shoot at. He's going to shoot at us. He's going to draw his weapon and shoot at us. So when we succeed, we're going to sync, meaning when we're done with getting to us, we're going to start shooting at us. But again, it needs to know, the node, what AI it's working with. Well, it's working with a grunt, of course. The grunt is going to be shooting at something. Who's it going to be shooting at? Well, we could give it a position, which means a 3D position in space it will shoot at, but we actually want an entity, us, wherever we are, to do it. So, target ID. The target is us, our entity ID. it will now know that it wants to shoot at us no matter where we are. Nice. And we'll also enable auto reload. That way, if he runs out of bullets, he will reload and keep on going. Now, duration, we're going to have him shoot at us for about 2.5 seconds. Nice. Now, once he succeeded, okay, once he's done shooting at us after 2.5 seconds, we're going to holster our weapon again. So, AI weapon holster. So, what we're going to do is the AI weapon holster needs to know what entity it's working on, and again, it's working on the grunt. When we succeeded after shooting at us, we're going to start the holstering of our weapon. Nice. Now, once we've done holstering, we want to wait for 5 seconds and have them do it all over again. So let's go ahead and do that. Right-click, add node, time category, and a delay. We want a delay of 5 seconds. Beautiful. So when we're done holstering our weapon, we're going to cause a delay for 5 seconds. And once it's done, after 5 seconds have passed, it will then output. We want to start the whole thing all over again. So we want him to go to our position, then shoot at us, then holster his weapon, wait 5 seconds, and do it all over again. But here's the problem. The sync only has one port, and that's already assigned to the start. Well, good thing we have another node called logic any. Add node, we'll go to logic category, and let's go to the any. The any means whenever any of its input ports are triggered, it will trigger the output port. It's an easy way for a bunch of different nodes to be able to trigger one single port. So let's go ahead and hook up this output port into the sync, and then we'll say when we start the game, and whenever the timer delays, we're going to sync. There we go. We now have a nice loop of the AI doing the same behavior over and over again. Let's go ahead and test it out. First, let's go ahead and add a couple of these around just to make it a little bit more interesting. Beautiful. So, let's go ahead and jump right in game. And here we go. Oh, the entity's sprinting to us. Oh, he's within 2 meters. He starts to shoot. Oh, he holstered his weapon. He's going to wait 5 seconds. And he's coming back over to us again. Oh, takes it out. Shoots at us for 2.5 seconds. Holsters his weapon. And here he comes again. You ain't going to get us this time. No! Alright, when he finally gets to us, oh, he's going to shoot for us 2.5 seconds, holster his weapon, and he's going to come over to us. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, he killed me. So, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope you learned a little about Flowgraph and what it can be used for. It's absolutely powerful, and it's extendable. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed.